Hi, I'm your goddess Nesca, here with Trucker Mom. We're reacting to...
Tesla protesters got scammed.
Yay!
Climate activist group Extinction Rebellion, known for their activism of interrupting golf matches.
Stupid.
And whatever the heck this is.
Weird.
Has strangely set their eyes on the electric car company, Tesla.
Huh, I wonder if these people are the ones that are saying furries are weird when they're doing this shit.
Yeah.
Or they could... It's probably a mixed bag, too. It's probably a mixed bag. Some furries might be in this stuff. Who knows?
Hands on your back.
Yeah, stop vandalizing shit.
Now this group also tagged inside the Trump
Wow.
Oh, in the Trump Tower too? Shit.
Tower,
USA.
painting USA over Trump's 45th presidency sign.
Don't touch him. Don't touch him.
Go to jail. Do not pass go.
As their statement
you get no
actually
money.
equally blames both political parties for climate catastrophe. But maybe they didn't get the memo, as their organization isn't even about the
Oh,
climate.
this is fucking
And we'll get-
climate dumbs.
Yeah.
I hate these people. Yes, let's go vandalize art to get our point across about climate change. How fucking dumb are you? Leave the art alone.
Go into that in a moment. I just have a hard time labeling these guys useful idiots, because when your activism isn't about accomplishing anything other than being arrested, you're just an idiot. As either they're attacking electric vehicles to save the environment, or they believe in EVs, just not Tesla, because they think it's fascist. But do nothing about Rivian, who's owned by Volkswagen, that was actually founded by Hitler's party. So hopefully while they're in jail, they'll figure it all out.
The irony! So the actual Nazi maker, their car fine, but we view this guy as Nazi even though he's not, and his car not fine.
We need to get you hand tracking, I swear.
Ooh, I know, I love being so emotional with my hands and I can't actually move them.
And maybe want to lay low for a bit. That's why it's great we have the sponsor for today's video, Delete Me. Now, you've known me for a while, but know very little about me. So you know I'm someone that enjoys his privacy. And help remove data from hundreds of them to have my data removed. And this is a real same websites. Delete Me plans when you go to joindeleteme.com
There's that if you want it,
Decoy20
even though I'm on
and use
top of
promo
it.
code Decoy20 at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/Decoy20. And back to why Extinction Rebellion would go from building whatever this is to block the street.
They're trying to make roadblocks now?
They're joining the other climate activists in protesting Tesla.
Where the heck are you at?
Germany, I'm gonna say.
Well, back in 2019, they admitted their organization isn't about the climate. They know they can't fix the weather and believe food will stop growing around the world, as this is a symptom of a toxic system. Giving this whole block of long-winded text about the delusions of whiteness, the patriarchy, and how heterosexuality is normal, stating that
Yeah, because heterosexuality is normal. That's how people reproduce. Your brain?
You know, maybe these people aren't actually pretending to have Down syndrome.
Another on the news on OnlyFans.
Maybe they just don't look like the traditional Down syndrome because they've evolved into super Down syndrome.
they must dispel those delusions. Imagine everybody is telling you the world is getting warmer, and it may very well be, but then also imagine someone said, the only way to avoid climate catastrophe is to stop believing that straight people are normal. I don't care how you feel about that subject.
Okay, wow! That's even dumber than the cow farts! They are getting stupider. It's more stupid. More stupid.
But you gotta admit that these are two separate subjects. Or maybe this is like when an email scammer tells you they're a Nigerian prince, It's not because they don't have a better trick, it's to filter out responses from anybody smart enough to not fall for it. So now you're just left with useless idiots like this.
No! Not the robot! No! I love him! What's a robot?
It's the face of a Tesla robot.
Don't pie face in your fucking...
Because these ridiculous, shiny...
Somebody's a cream
Because
pie.
you're jealous because the robot's more attractive than you'll ever be.
Somebody's a cream pie in his ass.
Ew.
will not distract from the fact that Tesla is destroying our livelihoods.
You're ugly
All of
looker.
this agitation and lust for power we will encounter with a peaceful democratic revolution.
It amazes me how the left just decided that vandalism and assault can be part
Vandalism
of their
is so
peaceful
peaceful.
revolution, simultaneously ignoring how democracy decided to put Trump in office, who then appointed Elon into his cabinet as promised in his campaign. And I say assault because these Tesla Optimus bots are getting more lifelike by the day, and with this large assembly line building them, boring.
Actually, the one I really want is the clone robotics one. I want the clone robotics one. Don't know how much it costs though.
Too obsessed with that, I swear.
I want my robot.
Any resource shortages, we'll have thousands by year end. And asking Elon's AI if the Tesla vandals should be scared for the future, their one-word answer is yes. Now, I'm not necessarily saying we're in for iRobot type attacks in the future, but combine ChatGPT saying stop being nice to AI and the other attacks on Tesla robots.
Stop
Nazi
it!
robots,
You dumb
swastikas.
fucking old biddy!
What the rest of us need. Shut down the fascists.
The government.
Oh, you probably heard his electronics, you bitch!
It's probably just a display thing. It's not an actual robot.
Okay, good. You promise?
I promise.
It didn't hurt the robot?
Promise.
Robot murderers!
Our democracy.
I think these are the first people when the robots become sentient, they're gonna get ripped in half.
Now, she's
Good.
gonna ramble on for a long time, as apparently these two are in their 70s and 60s, both retired, proudly getting arrested on behalf
They
of
got nothing
Just
better
Stop
to
Oil.
do!
And how interesting is it that this is the third climate change group that simultaneously turned on Tesla the moment Elon got
robot,
political,
yeah.
where somehow
Yeah.
Stop Oil became about so-called fascism, using these old people arrests as advertisement, once again for their crowdfunding website, where they actually raised the equivalency of $82,000 US. As 8 months
giving
ago, I
dumbasses
called them out
money.
for the same exact tactic of sending some idiot out in the street to get arrested on camera, then crowdfunding for their defense. Where apparently there's been over 1,000 arrests, with their people facing decades of imprisonment, and after
Good.
accomplishing nothing, they're finally calling it quits. As
Good.
eventually you're gonna run out of idiots willing to go to prison to fool the earth. But luckily for the left, they're already pivoting from fighting climate change to fighting oligarchy. As in America,
Oligarchy.
AOC's platform used to be about green initiatives and electric vehicles.
To make sure that we expand our access
Oh,
not
my
only
brain
to EV
cells.
and EV
My
infrastructure
brain.
but mass transit. Everything from coast to coast chargers
voice is
to
like
making sure that we have an
burning.
Amtrak.
Oh. The person who is funding them. Yeah.
I know! Why? Why?
A resilient Amtrak.
Climate change is different because we have an expiration date.
But now she's joining Bernie Sanders on a nationwide tour to fight the oligarchy, adopting a strange new way of speaking.
Of course he's lying and abusing and manipulating the stock market.
The fuck is you doing
But
with
aside
the
from all the
accent?
so-called supporters being bussed in,
Bernie Sanders and AOC right here. We
Oh, grassroots by riding a bus into a town.
got the bus dropping people off here.
When's the USA money gonna run out?
they apparently flew in on a private plane, completely
Whee! Yay!
forgetting about climate
Help the
change.
environment by
As the term
flying.
limousine liberal would be insulting to how rich they've become. But hypocrisy is basically the Democrats' brand, as one day this senator is crying about pollution on Earth Day, completely forgetting he just came back from a useless flight to El Salvador. Now, it's one thing for corrupt politicians to virtue signal while flexing their wealth, but it's next level stupidity to be completely aware of their actions
The thing's
and
not moving, or is that something else? Or am I stupid?
That's something else.
I'm stupid.
still volunteer to be their foot soldiers.
I couldn't help but wonder if they understood the true extent of their property destruction. This is the Tesla protest
What?
in New York City. Did you have fun though?
I did, yeah.
Was she just
Last
flashing
time I
her
was out of protest, it didn't turn
She
out
was
too well.
throwing a
Stop
tantrum in the middle
Got
of the street.
arrested.
while flashing her cooch?
There was a Trump rally near my
Probably.
school. I was counter-protesting with my friends, and we got arrested.
Okay,
Good.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, sure, totally.
I can't imagine supporting a group where getting arrested was expected.
Some of you may die. I am willing to make.
Oh,
But I think this is like my Neo understanding the Matrix moment, where 2 years ago I covered when the liberal protesters were upset that the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. But some of them were outraged that the Democrats held both the presidency and Congress, but never actually codified into law, only to again fundraise and campaign on fighting for their rights. So when this
Yeah, it's like politicians don't really give a shit. They just want your money.
Exactly. You know what? Trump is probably the first president who's actually been really campaigning with the what's the word I'm looking
Losing
for?
money while doing this.
No, not what I was gonna say. Actually doing what he said he was gonna do when he was running.
Or at least try to.
subset of constituents discovers that Democrats are just grifters because the party has already pivoted to their next movement, just like they got the votes for the Inflation Reduction Act that was really the Green New Deal, and now green environmentalist organizations are turning into Tesla protests. Not because they stopped making climate-friendly vehicles, but because Elon started investigating government spending.
So now their whole thing is we're going to prevent the corruption of our government. Is that their new complaint? Their complainties? And so we must attack the climate change cars that we wanted. They all need to go jump off a cliff at this point like lemmings.
I think the activists would be smart enough to realize this isn't what they signed up for, but just like the Nigerian prince scammers, recruiting idiots isn't an accident, it's their strategy. What if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality? Hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on...
Well, that was this video. Thank you for joining us. I want a robot.
Alright, type in